Dear younger me, my 20s were a roller coaster ride. I finished my sports degree. I found myself at my lowest point in life due to panic attacks. I signed up on a cruise ship. I was able to travel large parts of the world, from Europe through the Caribbean to Asia. I have met my now wife, who lives currently 7,600 kilometers away. And a few years ago, I gave up on my career to make a living as a content creator by playing video games.
Was stimmt hier nicht?
Whether positive or negative, all of these experiences have shaped me and helped me with my personal development. And that's why I would like to give you, my younger self, 3 recommendations today. Possibly the best decision in my 20s was to sign up on a cruise ship. It was only for 3.5 years, but it feels like I gained 10 years of experience in that time. Even signing up for a position on a cruise ship was a step outside of my comfort zone. Can I do it? At sea for months? Leaving family and friends back home? Can I communicate well in English? Do I have enough free time and privacy for myself, which I absolutely need as an introvert? Questions upon questions and lots of uncertainties. But fortunately, my curiosity was stronger, so I took the step outside of my comfort zone. On a cruise ship, you normally work every day until your contract ends. For Europeans, this can easily be 6 months without a day off. Asian colleagues even had to experience this for up to 10 months. The daily working hours vary from around 8 to 12 hours a day. During this time, you realize how resilient you really are. You quickly go beyond your limits. Already in my first contract, I was interested in climbing the career ladder. My goal? Spa manager. So I worked my way up from a fitness trainer to the spa receptionist, as a tour spa supervisor, and finally spa manager. Being a manager was a fascinating experience. In the position, you're officially an officer and wear a special kind of uniform. It feels like a hierarchy. It is exciting how different you get perceived by other crew members and also the guests. Everyone suddenly greets you and you are treated with more respect. You feel a bit like you're on a power trip. I can really understand people who no longer return on land and stay their entire lives on board. The saying, clothes make the man, feels absolutely true here. But being a manager also had quite negative aspects. My working hours were no longer 8 to 12 a day. It was more like 12 to 14. On very good days, it was only like 10. The private life was hardly an option anymore. You have a work phone with you 24 hours a day and can be reached at any time. If the sales were not achieved or there were mistakes in the inventory, then you have to explain yourself to the shore side. So such a position also requires a lot of responsibility. The financial compensation of the management position was not enough for me to accept these kind of working conditions. As I became the spa manager, I had achieved my original goal anyway. So after the contract, I stopped working on a cruise ship. Now it was time to commit myself to the shore side again and look for new challenges. But now I had no interest anymore in taking on a management position in another company. If I ever work that much again, I don't want to do it for anyone else, but for myself. Instead of working for someone else's dream, I want to fulfill my own. The next recommendation I would like to give you is about my money habits. Many people see me as stingy. I come from a not so wealthy family and we always had to watch our money. That's why I'm still very conscious about my finances up to this date. I don't treat myself too much. I started on the cruise ship straight after finishing my studies, so it was the first time I really earned some money. Since I had only like 2 months vacation in a year, I decided to stay with my parents again. This meant that I had no mandatory expenses and I was able to save a large part of my net salary. I observed many colleagues who regularly they bought branded clothing, bought the latest mobile phone, even though their old one was still in perfect condition, and who purchased luxury goods. They spent most of their entire income directly. I have never been to a spa before the cruise ship. I still remember the first time I was in the warehouse and saw creams and lotions everywhere, worth of a total of over 50,000 euro. A single cream could easily cost over 100 euro. The first thought that occurred in my head was, these are all luxury goods, and the world really doesn't need them. But maybe I'm just a little bit different. I don't want to spend my money on things that I don't actually need. Instead, I looked into investments like ETFs and can now proudly say that my conscious spending has enabled me to build a portfolio in the six-figure range. It doesn't mean that it's all about saving, saving, saving. You just need to be more conscious about your finances. And that's exactly what the third point will show you. In your 20s, you are very flexible. You may not have any children yet, you are not married, and you can therefore take risks much more easily. So, leave your comfort zone, have unique experiences, and makes your dream come true. And those were my two financial dreams. I used my savings to treat myself to eye laser surgery, to feel the wind in my eyes again when I ride my bike, to be able to see clearly when I swim, and to not have fogged up glasses when I get back home in the cold German winter. As a passionate gamer, another wish was a gaming PC, which I fulfilled after my first promotion. Other than that, I invested everything in knowledge and personal experiences. One important thing was traveling. Of course, I had the huge advantage already because of my working place. While I was earning money, I was able to tick off many destinations, but I also traveled privately. I traveled across Japan with a car with friends, and I lived in India for months. This, of course, also enabled me to get to know many cultures, and I learned to appreciate everyday things more. I was shocked when I learned that a Filipino colleague became a mother 2 months ago and is now leaving her child alone for the next 10 months, just so she can send the child to school later. I have learned that I cannot consider everyday things in Germany as normal. Another experience that I was only able to realize through my conscious money management is that I quit my job to pursue a career as a streamer to play video games. Even though this attempt was quite unsuccessful and certainly not lucrative, it allowed me to gain valuable experience. I acquired many new skills during this time. I questioned my life and my real passions, and I reflected on my life. This time it was enormously important for my own personal growth. So use your 20s to take risks, to leave your comfort zone, to gain experience, and to realize your dreams. Your future self will thank you for it.